Welcome to Mini Modernz. My name's Simone and thank you for joining me on my tiny corner on the miniature interweb where we're here to think big, build small. So let's get into it. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 2 techniques on how to make tins and cans using printables, which will be available soon in my Etsy store. I hope you guys get some value out of this and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's get into it. So first we're going to start by downloading and printing our labels. So to get started, I'm going to be using tacky glue to seal all of our labels. Once the tacky glue has dried, it gives a really nice, shiny, realistic effect. You can also choose to use sellotape if you like, but the tacky glue for me is just really nice. And once it's set, it's very realistic looking. For technique 1, I'm going to be using 2 double-sided tapes at different sizes. One 15mm thick one for the beer cans and one 10mm thick one for the smaller cans. So starting with my smaller strip of double-sided tape, I'm going to stick it across the length of my A4 paper, just like this. Let's just stick it right across the top. And you don't have to use double-sided tape, you can actually use glue, but because this is already the measurements that I need, it's like perfect. And then you're just going to simply cut these out. So once the strip is cut, we're going to fold it in half, and each half can actually make 1 can. So you can get 2 cans out of one of these strips. It seems to work out perfectly. So you're just going to cut that in half, and then all of your smaller labels will fit perfectly on there. And then with the thicker strip, we do exactly the same thing. Cut the strip, fold it in half, and cut it again. So know that with 1 strip, you can get 2 cans out of each of them. So now I'm going to take a bamboo skewer and roll the paper around it. But first we're going to have to peel off the double-sided tape. So what you want to do is make sure the sticky tape is facing out so that you can roll it off the bamboo skewer without any mess. So you're just going to fold that over and wait till it connects to the other sticky tape and then just keep on rolling. As I said, I've done this with glue before and I just find it really messy, and I like my cans to be quite tight and they don't unravel, so that's why this option with the sticky tape is really good. So to get the right measurement of a can, I'm going to just trim off 35mm from the end because we don't actually need all of that. Unless you're doing the thicker cans, of course, then perfect, it will work perfectly fine. But for the labels that I've got, these just work out chef kiss perfect.
Nice.
Now, as our can is already sticky, we can just simply stick the label on without any glue, without any fuss, just wrap it around. And there you have it.
Oopsie.
Get back here. And then you go ahead and do a whole bunch more. Ta-da! Now to seal these, I'm going to use some hot glue. Just simply put some hot glue down, place your can on it and wait for it to dry. And then I'm just going to do this over and over again until they're all done. And then turn them over and do it to the other side. Yeah, it was a bit tedious, but it's worth the experimentations. There we go. Nice and ready. So now I was simply going to file these and then paint them. I find the best way to paint them and do mass production like this is just using some masking tape with 2 pieces of tape on the side, so sticky side facing up, and then I put some extra security on and just get those stuck down like there. Stick that one there, and I'm going to stick one on the top. It's just so it's not moving around when I'm trying to paint and stick things. It's a lot. So once they're stuck on, they are not coming off for a good while at least. And then you can go ahead and paint the top and bottom of your cans. I'm using these paint pens, which are super cool, but you can use whatever you like. Just file them, make them neat, and then you've got yourself a nice bunch of tins and cans. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my Patreons and to my mini founders. I appreciate you guys so much. Technique 2. So just like before, we're going to seal our labels with some tacky glue and then cut them out. And then using the printable can strips, we're going to seal those as well using the tacky glue. This takes a little bit of time because you really want to just seal them and wait for them to fully dry before you get to the next stage of cutting them. And you also want to do the same to the tin lids and bases and the cans as well. Once they're all sealed and dry, they are ready to use. As you can see, they've got a nice shiny gloss and it just gives the paper some protection and a bit of durability as well. And now we can cut these strips out. Now that the strips are cut, we can add some glue, but we're also going to leave about 1 centimeter at the top when we wrap this around the bamboo skewer. I'm going to show you now. if you could just see, there's a little bit, you keep rolling where there's no glue and then the glue, because otherwise the paper will stick to the bamboo skewer and it'd be a problem to get off later on. So when you're doing this technique, just make sure you leave a little tip at the end before you start rolling so it's easy to take off. Then you just keep unrolling, and this has been measured up to the correct length, so you don't have to trim it or cut it. And there you have your can. So now we're just going to add some glue to our labels and then stick those on. I like to just swirl the label around the can really nice and slowly, making sure it's straight with no creases in it and that you're happy with the final result. So you just keep on swirling, and then you can trim off any excess at the end that you don't need. And then you should have this lovely can, nice and neat. Now we need to add the top and the base. So you can do this part two ways, just simply cutting out the shapes and then stick them to your can. Or what I like to do is stick the can on the paper with the base at the bottom and stick the lids on top, and then we'll just wait for those to dry and then cut them out. I've just found that a little bit easier. Tip though, hold the paper up so you are lining your can with the base correctly. And also I've got some cool little tips if you want to zhuzh things up. You can squash your cans, make them look crushed a little bit, just like this. You can just squeeze them. Everything doesn't have to be uniformed. That's just a nice little helpful tip if you want to zhuzh up your rooms and your dioramas. So here's a quick example of what it can look like. So you just squeeze your can together, and in the same way as before, you have your labels stuck at the top and the bottom, and then just cut them out and squash them around as you see fit. And so now to make the rest of the tins and cans, just going to follow this process until they're all completed. And here we have our little tins looking really nice and cute and neat. Now I'm going to show you how to make the packaging for your canned foods. Guys, quick question. What is the packaging like where you're from? Because obviously we have when we get multiple packs, it looks like this, but does yours look the same or is it completely different? Comment below, let me know. So now with our tins ready to pack, I'm only going to put 3 of them in the packaging, simulate that one of them is missing. So all you simply do is put glue all along the inside of your printable and along the end tab as well. I should have mentioned also folding it first before you glue it. Just fold it along the lines. They're really faint so you can still see the lines. So once that's all done, we are now going to stick our tins on the base of our packaging. So just simply stick it like this, and because there's glue all around the packaging, it should stick all over your tins. You're just going to fold them over. I'm going to use some tweezers here as well just to help along to get a better grip, but you're just going to stick and fold and then connect it up to that final tab at the end. And there we have our tin food all packaged and ready to pack away. And it's so cute, it's so handy, and it looks super neat as well, especially if you want to pack your little cupboards in your room boxes and dioramas. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video and you got some value from it. If you did, comment down below and let me know what you think. And if you want to get this printable for yourself, it's available in my Etsy store and my Patreon. And if you're not a member of my Patreon already, go ahead and jump in, guys. It's absolutely free. And if you find that you want to level up, go ahead and do so. I won't bite unless you ask. But guys, I'm going to check you in the next video and I hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Like, share, subscribe.